Hello. We are back with noticing patterns within the art of herbalism. Herbal energetics and constitutional theory are about noticing patterns. Rosalie de la Forêt. I love her French name. Okay. Observing nature or natural patterns through the elements. Before we look at the four humors, Ayurveda, and TCM, we will go over the five elements of ether, air, fire, water, and earth. The four humors utilizes, all right, air, fire, water, and earth. Ayurveda addresses ether to the previous four elements, and traditional Chinese medicine does not use ether or air, but instead the elements of wood and metal, as well as fire, water, and earth. To gain a better grasp on the four humors, Ayurveda, and some TCM, we will first look at the elements from a vantage point of understanding that within each of us and within each element, there is a pendulum swing. Too much, too little, and just right. This simple way of observing nature is often referred to as the Goldilocks experience, as described by Richard Unger. He was the founder of scientific hand analysis, which I am a certified hand reader, level 2. All right. Remember Goldilocks and the three bears? This bed is too small. This bed is too big. This bed is just right. And so it is with our lives and how we experience these elements within our bodies, our health, our relationships, our finances, right? All the things. We are living beings and we are always in flux. Using herbs to nurture ourselves supports our ever-changing harmonies with the elements of nature. Our bodies are constantly working to maintain homeostasis, health, life. With no thought or effort of our own, our body systems work together to keep us alive. The body does the best it can with what it's given. If we experience dis-ease, disease, we can simply check in with body, mind, soul purpose. Then nurture ourselves with unconditional love, acceptance, and the best self-care that we can provide. Studying the elements and different holistic healing and diagnostic systems, such as the four humors, Ayurveda, and TCM, teaches us the truth about ourselves and how to best support our health and our lives as a whole. The truth shall make you free. I am all about freedom. So you will probably get to know that more and more as you get to know me. All right. So the element of ether in polarity therapy is represented with our thumbs and our big toes. Ether is about allowing, being, and the concept of emptiness like an empty womb of infinite possibilities. Ether represents inspiration, meditation, openness, and presence. And this type of meditation would be a silent and still type of meditation. A sacredness, space, stillness. Ether is also known as the quantum field of infinite possibilities that can lead to miraculous healings and manifestations, often experienced as a deep sense of knowing and wholeness, knowing of our own wholeness. And I mean like really knowing it. It's extremely healing. So in modern science, the universal ether is now referred to as a universal web of quantum fields. That's in the New York Times in 1999. Intangible quantum fields fill everything in the universe, including the voids inside atoms and the immense space between galaxies. Quantum electrodynamic studies the quantum fields, once known by the name ether, and the quantum particles that keep empty space from being empty. So empty is not possible. Empty space is simply a womb filled with incredible potential energy. The element of ether is often associated with the arts through music and spiritual ritual. Astrology and the zodiac wheel. All aspects and elements of the zodiac wheel are expressed through ether. Ether is associated with the throat chakra and the color blue, so blue foods or fasting. Ether is associated with prairies, expanses, meadows, fields, mountain tops, middle of the ocean, outer space, and large, expansive caves. In polarity therapy, as I mentioned, it is associated with the thumbs. It is also associated with our sense of hearing, and the shape is a sphere. And what I think is so interesting is I've always considered meditation, which is associated with ether, to be my time to listen for spirit. Whereas prayer is my time to chitty chat, to say all the things. That to me is prayer. For me, is talking. And meditation is listening. So I'm open to hearing when I take time for ether in my day. Then we have the quality of air. Air is associated with agility, lightness, and quickness. It's also chaos at the onset of creative expression, and it can be communication of ideas and a very big vision we've had. It's associated with movement, playfulness, personal power, and responsiveness. Not responsibility, just responsiveness, right? So when you think of air, you can think of a beautiful, gentle breeze, or you can think of a tornado crashing through. Right? Or there's been many places, right, where you walk into a space in your home or somewhere and the air feels very stagnant and you don't really want to stand there very long, right? So these are the too much, too littles, and just rights of air. The air is associated with the arts of dance, storytelling, and writing. Astrology is associated with Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Your chakra is the heart, and the color is green. So green foods, sour tastes, fermented foods, foods growing 6 feet above the ground. And with nature, we find winds, breezes, gusts, swirls, tornadoes, and such. In polarity, we're talking about the index fingers, and also associated with the shoulders, your kidneys, and your ankles. Air is associated with the sense of touch, and the shape is a 6-pointed star or irregular polyhedrons. For fire, this is our middle fingers in polarity therapy, and fire is associated with action, boundaries, brightness, and bursting forth. Fire is clarity, energy, and exuberance. Fire is focus, heat, and intensity, loudness, motion, and movement, power, responsibility, self-worth, vitality, warmth, and wisdom. The arts would be associated with the visual arts, and the astrology is Aries, which is associated with our eyes. And then we also have Leo, our solar plexus, and Sagittarius of the thighs. The chakra fire is associated with is the solar plexus, and the color is yellow. The food is yellow foods, bitter and pungent tastes, foods growing 2 to 6 feet above the ground. Nature, sun, starts fires, lightning, volcanoes, lava, hot springs, right? And the sense is sight, and the shape is a triangle. For water, we have our ring fingers, and water is circular, cyclic, connectivity and connections and creative expression, endlessness, fertility, flowing and fullness, merging, moon energy, melting of boundaries, nurturing, rhythmic, round, smoothness, and timelessness. The arts would be cuisine and parenting. Astrology would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The chakra is the sacral chakra, and the color is orange. So we have orange foods, the salty taste of herbs, and I don't mean actual salt, but we will get into that detail later. Foods with high water content, foods growing up to 2 feet above the ground. And in polarity therapy, it is associated with the ring fingers, which I mentioned, but also the Cancer astrology associated with the breast area. Scorpio is the pelvic area and the hips, and then your feet are associated with Pisces. The sense is the sense of taste, and the shape is a circle or a crescent. I really encourage you to read the PDF because I put it in a nice, easy to see if you're visual like I am, chart. So take a look at that. And then we have Earth, communicating through the senses in a healing and inspirational way. Completion, dense, enduring, and grounded. Heavy, tangible manifestation, methodical and organized, patient, practical, secure, and slow. Solid, strong, thick, and thorough. Earth arts are associated with aromatherapy, business as an art form, sculpture. And in astrology, we have Taurus for the neck and throat. We have Virgo, which is basically in between the sacral and the solar plexus, the digestive system. And Capricorn is the knees. And the chakra is the root chakra, and the color is red. So red foods or brown foods, the sweet taste, foods growing under the ground. In nature, we have caves and deserts and fertile farmland and earthquakes and quicksand and rocks. And the senses smell, and the shape is a square. The four corners of the earth, as I'm sure you are familiar with. All right, so next up, we're going to be getting into Greek history and the four humors. I'm really excited to share all of these things coming up, but I'll see you in the next video.